Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Level 1 podcast. Happy holidays, and how you doing? Today's Saturday, the 9th of December, 2023. I'm Darkside Phil. I welcome you here to the show, a more relaxed show today. And what I mean by that is I do not have a ton of huge, important topics to talk about today like we did yesterday with the Game Awards to cover. But I have some follow-ups. I'm going to talk a little bit about the upcoming schedule and Baldur's Gate 3. Talk a little bit about my PC and some of the noise issues I've had with it over the last couple of weeks, although I think they've been resolved, but maybe not. Talk about that. And a few other things, odds and ends. Today, we have a couple options, depending on how things go with our discussion, because, you never know how it's going to go. A lot of times I think, man, I just don't have a lot to talk about today, and then the show is jam-packed. And then other days, like, man, I think I have so much to talk about today, and then we're done with it in 20 minutes, and, you never really know. But depending on how today goes, we could possibly go back to the suggestions box or just open it up to a large segment of Q&A if that's what you guys want. We'll go with the flow today, and we'll see what it is that you guys are looking for, all right? I do have updates on, how everything went yesterday with my gameplay. A big update on Street Fighter 6, which is great. But before we get to any of that, all right, as you know, the big discussion that's happened around my content in the last 24 hours is that as a result of the Game Awards and the result of all of you demanding for many months that I play Baldur's Gate 3, it is absolutely official. My Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough is starting on Monday. Okay, we announced this yesterday on the show that we made this decision on the fly. I'll start playing Baldur's Gate 3 on Monday, and we'll see how it goes, all right? And like I said, I was going to approach it with an open mind. I was going to approach it not prejudging one way or the other, but instead giving it a fair shake. However, I do have a big announcement, all right? That I just want to get this out of the way right away, okay? As of this moment, all right, I have changed my mind, and we are not going to play Baldur's Gate 3. Instead, I've decided we're going to do a second full completionist run this time of Starfield New Game Plus, because I really feel like those guys at Bethesda, they put in a lot of time and effort into that game, and I just don't feel like that first run was representative of their true vision of what they were aspiring to do. I mean, come on, we didn't finish 2 of the faction quests. We didn't do half the companion missions. We're not going to see all the different New Game Plus twists and changes, so we absolutely have to do that first. 45 hours for a game like Starfield is just scratching the surface. We got to play this game at least 100 hours before we can really say we've experienced what it is that the game developers intended. So, but Baldur's Gate 3, I'm sorry. It's just going to have to wait, all right? You're just going to have to wait a little longer, maybe another couple years, and then maybe we'll play Baldur's Gate 3. Okay. So there you have it. Of course, that's all true and not being joking or facetious in any way. Obviously, no. obviously, that is the big discussion, is that after months of people asking, I am going to play Baldur's Gate 3 on Monday. I have no idea how it's going to go. All right, we're playing it on PS5 because that's where it was donated. I very well would have played it on Xbox if it was donated on Xbox. I don't really care either way. Although it was surprise dropped on Xbox on Thursday, so no one really knows how it performs on Xbox. Everyone was saying it runs really beautifully on PS5. I guess we'll see starting Monday, okay? Anyway, so before we get to the schedule and all of that, why don't we talk a little bit about yesterday and how the streams went, because I have a big update in regards to Street Fighter and stuff like that. And then once we're done talking about the past, we'll talk about a little bit about the future, and we'll see what you guys want to do next. I'm down for whatever today. Like I said, it's more of an open show where we have options to do whatever people really feel like, as opposed to being focused in on we have to cover all these topics, okay? So, yesterday's streams, as you know, on the podcast, I covered the Game Awards. Talked about it at length, fielded questions, giant segment about it, answered as much as I possibly could. And then people continuously came to my streams all day to ask me more about it, and I just kind of kept trying to redirect them back to the podcast. Like, if you have questions, literally, we did like 40 minutes on this on the podcast. Go check out the podcast. There's a giant Q&A about it. Hopefully answers all your questions. So I'll do the same thing today. If you guys have questions about what I thought about the Game Awards or a specific topic, chances are it's addressed on the podcast. And FYI, Overpowered Boone has started putting up those AI timestamps again on the podcast specifically, because people really liked them. People enjoyed having those timestamps on the, hour and a half plus long podcast. They felt like it was of big use. So I asked him, and he came back and did it again. He's doing them again. So if you're looking for a particular topic to be addressed, you might find it described in a comment on that video. Please give it a look, okay? Now, yesterday after the podcast, we played RoboCop. And it was another 3 hours of development. We actually advanced the story a bit, and then we went into a whole new open world area, which was basically the base of a gang of bikers called the Vultures. Something like that. Something Vultures or something like that. And it was fun. We explored. We fought new enemy types. Did some side questing. Ended up upgrading my handgun into multiple different builds, because every time you find one of these hidden PCB boards, you change how the handgun plays. Sometimes it's full auto machine gun. Sometimes it's single shot magnum. Sometimes it's like, different things, armor piercing, stuff like that. So it's really cool to explore and find all these different ways that the handgun can actually be used. And then in addition to that, we continued on. We beat a whole giant segment. There was a big boss fight at the end, so I won't spoil it, but there was a big ass boss fight. And then we got into a whole new story segment after that where we ran out of time. So the game continues to be great. We're 8 hours in now. It's not getting boring. It's continuing to be interesting. I like the side content of the game. I've got great upgrades for RoboCop. I went more RPG-esque. While I could have went more like physical damage or made him a tank, instead I got all the RPG-style stuff like dialogue or experience boosts, being able to see more things in the environment or on the map so you know where the hidden items are. Like, I felt that would be more beneficial. So, rolling with that, and we'll see how it continues, but I really like it, and that will continue this coming Monday on the day stream, okay? Last night was Friday Night Fights. Street Fighter 6, Dalsim ranked. Let me tell you, I'm very pleased. And the reason I'm very pleased is, even though, yes, I started fighting a legion of camis, the camis just kept coming. It's the weirdest thing. Every other character who I used in this game, when I got to these diamond ranks, it was endless Kens. Like, non-stop, couldn't stop fighting Ken. And Ken is the easiest character in the game to use. So it was like, geez, just getting bombarded with Ken gameplay was frustrating, right? Now that we're in December and I'm playing with Dalsim, it almost seems like the Kens are gone. Last night, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for this? 2.5 hours. Street Fighter 6 ranked around the 4-star, 5-star diamond level and master level. I fought, get ready for this, 0 Kens. So either one of two things has happened in Street Fighter 6. Either, for some odd reason, Ken fell out of prominence. Now, no one got nerfed in this game. No one. So it's not like, oh, they made Ken worse and now everyone dropped him. But why would Ken have fallen out of prominence? I don't get that. I've also noticed so many more camis. Is there a reason? Now, I haven't been following the tournament scene in Street Fighter 6 for months. Ever since Evo, I basically didn't care anymore. Are camis placing well and doing well in Street Fighter 6 in tournament or something? Has everyone jumped on the cami bandwagon rather than the Ken bandwagon? I don't know, but it's weird that ever since I touched Dalzim in November and all this month going into December, I fight more camis than any other character. By far, if you add them up, it's always cami, cami, cami. Like, why am I fighting so many camis? It doesn't seem to make any sense, but that's just the way it is right now, okay? Now, the other theory, and maybe this one is actually far more likely and sad, is that all these people who were playing Ken and wanted easy mode victories got them. Like, because Ken is so easy and overpowered to play, they all hit Master already. Like, they just played, even the scrubs who started in June and suck ass, eventually just by grinding. Remember, in this game, it's actually possible to lose more than win, but still hit Master rank. So they hit Master, and then they just lose endlessly, and they end up at, like, bottom tier Master rankings, right? I'm actually thinking that. I'm thinking that's the case. That maybe most of these Kens already are in Master, so they're never going to fight them in Diamond ever again. They're gone. And so what does it leave? The army of camis. The cami was the number 2 picked character at that rank, so maybe she's left the leftovers, right? So when the army of camis eventually get to Master, what's next? Jury? I don't know. Like, I don't know what the order. Maybe Marisa? Maybe. But it's crazy that right now it's cami, cami, cami. And the sad part is cami is Dalsim's worst matchup in the game. Almost everything she does is catered to counter what Dalsim does. She can literally stand there mashing jab, and it stuffs all of Dalsim's normals. I'm not shitting you. I wish I was. It beats everything. It's stupid. So, last night, Friday Night Fights in Street Fighter 6, it certainly didn't go ultra smoothly. There were some rough patches there where I was losing to bullshit. Like, I would drop one move. It would give me the wrong thing. Now I'm in a bad position, and then, oh, they're in my face, and I can't get them out of my face, lose. And that happened a bunch, you know, right in the middle of a critical combo, and I'm going to win the match, and it gives me the incorrect move, or literally an input drops. Like, here we go, low medium punch, drive rush, medium kick, second medium kick, no, doesn't come out at all. Or gives me the stretch medium kick, which is hilarious. It means it dropped my holding back on the joystick. Despite I've never released holding back on the joystick, and I'm still holding it. I hit medium, medium. How could it give me back medium kick, forward medium kick? It doesn't make sense. It just means the game online drops inputs and sucks, which is true because it's shitty rollback netcode. But everyone loves it because they're stupid. I hate to say it, it's just ignorance. Rollback netcode is not good. Anyway, basically, last night, all right, I was curious how I was going to do. I was starting in 4-star diamond. My goal for the night was to hit 5-star diamond and to stay there, all right? I'm happy to report last night was a really good night in Street Fighter 6, okay? Much better than the last time. Remember the last time I broke about even? Well, this time, way more in the wins column than the losses column. Although, admittedly, I played less matches, and here's why. I'm being way more discerning with the matches. I've now set it up that when it finds a match in ranked, it tells me the connection. So if I see 3 bars or less, or if I see wireless, I do not accept the connection. I used to get way more matches, but more of the matches were laggy. And when the matches are laggy with Dalsim, you are screwed. You are literally screwed, and you can't win because you will drop a move and someone gets in on you and you lose the match because of it. So because I was more discerning, I avoided a lot of those iffy connections and losses to bad internet, which is great. So to give you some perspective, because I have the stats, okay? So last time around, I was not being discerning with the connections, okay? So last time around, I fought around 55 or so matches, and I only won 53% of them. Last night, I was more discerning with the connections, so I only fought around 48 matches. So you're talking maybe like 6-7 extra matches I did not accept because they were bad connections. I won 63%. It's 30 wins, 18 losses. I am now firmly on track to hit Master. I am only maybe a few sets away, like 3 or 4 set wins away from hitting Master with Dalsim and then seeing how my Dalsim can hold up at Master rank. So I'm happy about that. That means only 3 sessions so far. The first session I placed in 3-star diamond, 73% win record. The second session, it was 4-star diamond, 53%. And now this third session, I got the 5-star diamond, 63%. So these are all great win-loss ratios. The only bummer is, overall, I'm 55% with Dalsim, and the reason being is because I had a few very lower win session rates early on with him back on Xbox. When I was playing with him on Xbox, at first I was dominating, and then I had a couple sessions where I was getting spanked. So because of that, it killed the win-loss ratio. Now I've come back months later with a much better Dalsim, and I'm winning overall. But it just kind of sucks that, you know, maybe one day if I keep playing at a high rate, I'll get that win-loss ratio overall up. But this is, I'm looking at all my stats, right? This is by far the best I've ever done, all right, with any character. For example, taking a look at Blanca, when I hit 3-star diamond with Blanca, I went 58%, 53%, 47%, 64%, and then I finally hit master. Then when I went on PlayStation, it was, listen to this, 55%. Then all of a sudden I had a crazy good day of 82%, but then 68, 43, 56. You see, it was kind of all over the place. So, honestly, I feel, I mean, this is me being honest, and you could disagree. I think that Dalsim is my best character. Like, I really believe that now. I actually think that because I've played him enough. I'm learning matchups. I'm getting better with this character. I kind of know what to do better in different situations. Just the sad truth is he has less options in situations. So if he gets bombarded by a rushdown character, he might be screwed. You know? Other characters have way more options to get out. True anti-airs and reversals, he doesn't have one. He just needs to try to teleport out or do a drive reversal. You know, he has some options, but they're not the best options. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, I am playing with crossplay. I'm playing on PlayStation, but it is crossplay. For the record, I did disable crossplay with Blanca a couple months ago because I was pissed off at other people on other platforms having an advantage. I've disabled it. Crossplay's on, and I haven't looked back. I don't even look at the connection anymore. I just play. You know, it gets to the point where, like, I'm not going to have enough competition if I disable crossplay, or if I do, it's just going to be laggy connections. So crossplay's been on for ages. Okay? So, I'm pleased, because this means, essentially, the next time I play with Dalsim, as long as we don't have a disaster night, which I don't think we will, I believe we are going to hit master with Dalsim, and this is the fastest I've ever hit master. Only 4 streams, and hitting master is crazy. It's been a huge grind with every other character, and this character doesn't feel like a grind. It just feels like every time I play with him, we're making progress, boom. Like I said, I'm excited once we hit master to see how it goes. I've noticed, like last night, my biggest win last night, I fought a master Marisa who was over 1,600 master ranking points. That's good. That means she has a winning record. And I beat her resoundingly with a perfect. And I beat her so bad, she quit and didn't want to complete the set. She was so embarrassed that she got spanked all over the screen by the stretchy yoga limbs. So that's interesting to me, because you know what that tells me? Is that a lot of people just don't know how to face a good Dalsim. They don't understand the character, because so few people play a good Dalsim. They've never faced it. You know, they're used to facing the spam top tiers. They don't get the character. So they have no way around it. So I'm thinking when I hit master, yes, there's definitely going to be crippling losses. But at the same time, I might be having a better time in master than I've been the whole time with other characters. Because people just don't know how to handle the sim, right? So, I guess we'll find out soon. As soon as Monday night when I play again, we'll see what happens. I'm hoping to hit master and then go up to those master level matches with Sim and see how it goes. I'm excited for that. The funny part about all this is, once again, no one will admit this, but my critics saying last month when I started playing Street Fighter 6 again, I did all those casual matches with Dalsim. Oh, he's hiding from high rank play. He's hiding because he knows he'll never be good with Dalsim, so he has to hide in casual play. And I very calmly explained to my audience, this is not the case. When you're playing a fighting game, what you need to do is you need to practice. If you never practice, you'll never get to the point where now you have muscle memory execution and you can do things regularly on the fly when needed in a match. Then you can start playing serious competitive matches. But of course, these idiots have to talk shit and talk out of their asses and have no idea what they're speaking of. They came on my streams and talked shit. So you're an idiot. You don't understand fighting games. This is how it goes. You have to practice. Then you go to the serious play, and then you can perform well. And literally, all of it was correct. Those 3-4 sessions I did casual prepared me for ranked. Since I hit ranked, I placed well, and now I'm progress every single time and getting better and better every single time I play. I'm learning matchups better. I got my corner combos down, my things I do on reaction. I'm reacting to drive impact way better now, right? Like, really, I'm reacting to drive impacts way better than I used to. And you know what I'm curious about? I wonder, when I go back to other characters, because eventually I will. I'll probably go back to Blanca first and then others. Will I react to drive impact even better with those characters too? Because now I'm so used to reading it. You need to read it when you play Dalsim. Maybe I'll be reading it even better, right? So it's exciting to think about. All right. Anyway, I'm excited for the next Dalsim session on Monday night. We'll see how it goes. So it went really well last night. All the streams were great yesterday. Let's talk about the schedule for the rest of the week. So today, we go back to Modern Warfare 3 Warzone, the new Warzone, that is. When I played this when it came out on Wednesday, it was interesting because I haven't played Warzone in a year. Like, the last time I played it was, what, like February of this year? If you remember when Warzone came out last year, I played it for about 2 months, and I liked it, and then they patched it, and they updated it and said, oh, these are improvements, and I hated the improvements. I felt like they ruined the Gulag. I felt like all the enemies were way too tankish at that point. And basically, they made it so, how can I say, they made it so try-hard friendly. Like, if you knew the right places to land and the right places to camp, it was just impossible, you know? And it wasn't like that. And originally, when it came out for the first 2 months, you could just have fun, casual fun. I wasn't that hardcore into it. But all of a sudden, when that first season update landed, it was like you couldn't have fun at all. Everyone was just camping out in the best spots and immediately just murdering everybody. And it just wasn't fun to play anymore, so I dropped it. And I haven't played Warzone since, and now the new one came out. Everyone's on an equal footing again. So the other day, first time I'm playing Warzone in like 8-9 months, I had multiple top 20 placings, multiple top 10 placings, and a 4th place finish, which honestly should have actually placed higher, but I guess, see, it's so new, I don't know what guns are good. I ran in on a guy, had the drop, started firing at his head, and was hitting him, and then he fired on me and, like, insta-killed me. And I was like, well, what it must be is he has a better weapon than me. I had an LMG or something, so he must have had a much better weapon than me. And the time to kill was just much lower with that weapon, and he melted me. But, like, I don't know the good weapons yet in Warzone. I have to learn that. It's a new one now, so new weapons, you got to figure this shit out, right? So, I did pretty good. Surprisingly good. I wasn't expecting to do that well. So today, will I do better? Today, will I have my first Warzone win? It's probable. It's possible and probable. It may not happen. Keep in mind that this came out Wednesday. I played it Wednesday. That's it. It's now Saturday. So there's some people, these tryhards, who literally have sat there just fucking playing Warzone nonstop with nothing else to do in their lives for 3 days. So they probably already memorized every single hideout spot, every single place to go on the map. They know everything. They know the best loadouts. They've already fucked with the game enough, but they know everything. It's kind of stupid. Like, one of the things I don't know, for the custom loadout drop, I don't know what's good. Like, I have a Holger that I customized. I don't know if the Holger assault rifle is good. I have no idea. So I need recommendations from the audience. I hope that you guys today, who maybe have been paying attention to Warzone over this week, know a little bit better. I would like to set up a better custom class for the drop, the loadout drop. If possible, please help me with that. And that way we can maybe do a little better. But the good news is, once I get used to Warzone and I know the map better and I feel more comfortable in it, then it becomes more of a hangout session than a serious gameplay session. And what I mean by that with these battle royales is you have to run around and loot a lot. You have to, upgrade. You have to hide out. And during all that time, I can talk with you guys and chill and we can have conversation. You can't really do that when you're just learning it first, because I don't know shit about what's going on. I have to be alert at all times, right? But it'll be more relaxed and more laid back once I get further into it. Probably not today, but likely, down the line, a few more sessions. Actually, Reflection just said the BAS or Boss B battle rifle is apparently OP. It's a full auto battle rifle. Okay. So maybe I'll set up my custom loadout to be the Boss B battle rifle and see if it's any good. We'll give it a shot today. Okay. Because last time I was literally avoiding loadout drops. They were all around me, and I avoided them because I didn't even know if that loadout that I grabbed was good or not, so I didn't bother with it. Okay. Anyway, So that's today's major stream. Now, here's the thing. Last time when I played Warzone, attendance was great. Engagement was all right. And what I mean by that is some people were engaged and watching. Others were getting very quiet. And it kind of made me a little nervous. So like, are people not paying attention? Are people not caring? I only want to play games you guys like and want to play and watch. You know, I don't want to be playing stuff for me. It's for us, right? So I was a little nervous there. And support at first was actually very slow. And then all of a sudden, in like the last hour, hour and a half, a bunch of people showed up and supported the stream in a big way. And ended up being a very successful first stream of it. But it was all kind of like in the last hour, hour and a half. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a good sign, a bad sign. I have no idea. I guess we'll see how it goes today. Now, Warzone, I will keep in the rotation as much as you guys want it. Engage and support with it. If it gets good attendance today and good engagement and good support, I will keep it in the rotation. In fact, I was thinking about on Wednesday night doing a night stream of Call of Duty that would either be Warzone or multiplayer if today's stream goes well. Originally, I wasn't going to do that because I knew Baldur's Gate 3 was the focus this week. But I was like, you know what? Maybe we could squeeze in an extra stream if people like it. But only if people like it. Again, if today things already are kind of getting dead and people aren't that interested or engaging, then we don't have to do it again. Or we could just do it more sparingly. Maybe do it once a week, right? I'm down for whatever. I base it directly off of your actions. So if you want to see something more, show up to the stream, engage with that stream, support that stream, and I'll play that and focus on it more. If you don't want it, then let me know. Hey, I'm not interested and not going to hang out. This is boring. All right, I got you. I want that feedback. Please give me that feedback. We've got more than enough stuff we can be playing right now that I don't have to have all this stuff in my rotation if you find it boring. Okay? Cool. Okay, so that's today's major stream. Tonight on the late stream, it is the return of the late night chill, which I'm very happy for. I love late night chill streams. They allow me to relax and not have to worry about serious progress in gameplay, especially when I'm playing a game that's not particularly too difficult. And right now, that game for me is Like a Dragon Gaiden. I've very much enjoyed this playthrough. At this point, I want to say we're probably 15 plus hours into the game. Yeah, we're 16 hours in. And we have done a absolutely tremendous amount of side content. Like 8 plus hours of side content in this game. So tonight, my goal is to actually advance the story again. We haven't done the story in so long. On the late stream tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time, I want to advance the story. I understand people are like, oh my god, he's still doing side stuff. We'll keep it rolling now. We'll see what the next leg of the story is. Go from there, advance it further, and continue. Okay? So it should be a great stream tonight. Advancement, chill vibes with the audience, lots of discussion. It's always a good time when I play a Yakuza game. So please come for Like a Dragon tonight on the late stream. Cool. Tomorrow is React Day. All right? And I know for some people are like, oh my god, it's not gameplay. Listen, the hilarious part about this was, for how many years I've been a content creator, and people always said, Phil just plays too many games. It's just too much. He needs to do more variety of content. He needs to break it up. He needs to have different stuff going on. So I started doing a podcast, and people complained, that's not what we meant. We want other content. Why don't you react to stuff like everyone else does? Everyone does react streams. Why don't you react to stuff like everyone else? So I said, okay, let's do a whole react channel. DSP Reacts. Let's have a weekly react show. Let's have long form reacts. I'll do movie reviews. We'll do all that. And then people say, oh no. Now because he does that, he takes away from the gameplay. So now there's not enough gameplay. Now he takes him too long to get through games. And it's like, you can't have it both ways. It's either you want all gameplay or you want a mix. Personally, I actually enjoy having the day where I break stuff up. I do. It kind of gives me a middle point in my week to have a different kind of a day. And it allows me to branch out and do other stuff. Like coming up, I'm going to be reviewing Gremlins. Yeah, I want to review the movie Gremlins because I love it. It's a movie I've seen a zillion times growing up. It's for me, the original horror Christmas movie before they started making all these other hash up crossover horror Christmas movies. This was the original one. So I want to review it. I think that would be a great review. I can't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is my weekly show, DSP versus the Internet. This is the show where members of my channel, DSP Reacts, submit clips, and I watch and react to them. And it's great right now, since we're in the middle of the holiday season. A lot of these clips are Christmas related and stuff, and it's fun. It's very fun. I'm having a great time with this show right now. I loved it all October month for Halloween, and I'm loving it right now for Christmas. It's a great thing. So I'm excited. I hope you'll check it out. If you're someone who watches all my stuff here and you haven't given the channel a look yet, I urge that you should. Right now is actually some of the best content, I feel, on that channel. So give it a look tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do a podcast here. Then we head over there to the Reacts channel. That's youtube.com/@DSPReacts. Give it a look. And that'll be my first stream tomorrow, reacting to clips, as submitted by the members over there. It's called DSP versus the Internet. No late stream tomorrow night. Now, normally this would not happen. Normally, I would have late streams every night, and it's a rarity that I don't have one. Already, we didn't have one last Sunday. Here's what's happened, okay? So last Sunday, I filmed private React videos for patrons. I had 2 hour-long videos that I recorded for Slayer. One of them he got. One of them corrupted. All right? And that really sucks. I tried everything to save this video. It won't be saved. It just will not be played. I tried I ran it through programs that are supposed to fix corrupted videos. Nothing works. It's fucked up. So, that really stinks. But in addition, someone else actually wanted to get a private React video as well. And so, I said, you know what? It kind of works out. I already have to redo an hour-long video for someone else. So, I can do both videos together. And because now I have to do that tomorrow night, I can now film my review of Gremlins. There you go. So I can actually do a bunch of work tomorrow night off stream, but I can get a lot of work done. And I'm thinking this is a great opportunity that I can actually run through and get a lot of work done. So I'm happy for this. And I hope that, you understand. Sorry I can't do a late stream tomorrow night. It sucks. I know I want to be here, but what can you do? Got other stuff I got to do. I'll get it done. And this should be it. There should be no more interruptions this month. All the stuff should be normal after this. I mean, keep in mind around Christmas, there's a couple, weird days there because of the Christmas holiday. But for the most part, everything else should be business as usual. There should be double stream days and everything. No more dropping of a stream here or there. I'll be here consistently, okay? So then Monday, it will be Baldur's Gate 3 premiering right here on DSP Gaming. First stream ever. Since people have hyped this game up so much, asked for it so much, I'm expecting that Monday's premiere stream of Baldur's Gate 3 will be my most attended gameplay stream of the year. I'm not kidding. For the amount of hype that people put behind this game, the amount that they've kissed its butt, saying it's the best game of the year, I absolutely need to play it. You must play it. If you don't play it, you're doing yourself a disservice. You're doing the viewers a disservice. You're doing your countdowns a disservice. You must play the game. And I'm finally listening to all of you, and I'm doing what you want. This should be my most attended, most hyped stream of the year this coming Monday when Baldur's Gate 3 premieres. If not, what happened? If everyone says it's the best game ever, then where is everybody, right? So we're going to see what happens this Monday. Put your money where your mouth is, as they say. All year, people wanted this game. You better show up. You better show up for this stream. Seriously, because if I play this game, all of a sudden attendance is tiny. It's like, well, then what the hell was this, right? All year, you're all screaming for it. What was that, the silent majority, right? Is it the quiet minority or the loud minority? What was it? Who is it? Who is screaming for this game? Hopefully the people show up. I don't know. I hope so. I really hope that it'll end up being a great stream of people hanging out and saying, finally Phil's playing it. I love that. I love that. And the thing is, the problem is we don't get that much anymore. Did you notice that? Even the biggest releases of the year, you don't really get that hype feeling anymore. You just don't. Those hype days are kind of over where everyone's like super excited. Like I truly feel like the next super hype game that I'll probably play is probably arguably going to be maybe Final Fantasy VII. And then after that, maybe GTA 6. I don't even know. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get those feelings anymore. You don't. It's kind of like, even when you get hyped for a game, half the time the game's deflating and not that good. So you get so excited over something for what? And then it's kind of, it's disappointing. And I'll be honest, yes, there are times when I get excited, but then what happens is these games get spoiled all over the internet early, and the whole feeling of that day one hype is ruined, right? In the case of Baldur's Gate 3, this game's been out since August, all right? So everyone already knows the plot, except me, right? Like, there's no excuses here, right? There really is no excuses. This is, let's see. Let's see together if this game is all that it's cracked up to be based on what everyone's yelled at me about for the last 4 months. And I mean that, too. Yelled at me. It wasn't like, Phil, I respectfully ask that could you play Baldur's Gate 3 because I really feel that it's a good game and you're really... It wasn't like that. It was like, Phil, you're an asshole. You're not playing the big game of the year. You're a complete idiot. You're playing every other fucking game. You're a loser. You're not going to play the best game. Nothing you do matters. None of these other playthroughs matter. Your Game of the Year awards won't matter because you haven't played Baldur's Gate 3. Why don't you listen to your fans? What the fuck is your problem? I'm serious. That's the kind of attitude I've gotten for the last 4 months from certain people. So now I'm going to see. All right? So yes, I mean it. This Monday, I am ready. I am actually approaching this playthrough as the hypest playthrough of the year at this point. I am. Because I feel like a lot of games that should have been hyped this year weren't. And then some games that we had no expectations of were great. Like Lies of P for me was like the super sleeper hit. I couldn't believe how good it was, right? But in this case, this is what everyone is saying is the best game. And I don't want to hear, see, here's the more bullshit again. It's 4 months old. It's old news now. Fuck you. No, really. Fuck you. Because an RPG that's supposed to be one of the best, if not the best of all time, where they listen to all the fans through development, where it just won Game of the Year, that game has hype behind it. It doesn't matter if I played it on day one or now, it should still be good. If you're telling me this game was only good 4 months ago, then it's not a good game. That means it was only good because of hype, and you've proven my point. So there you go. Either it's good forever or it's not good at all. What's it going to be? We're going to find out on Monday. Let's find out. I'm ready now. Okay. Excuse me. Why is there so much anger? It's not really anger. It's, let me put it this way. It's just, after all the shit that people just put me through for 4 months, basically now that I'm going to do it, it better be worth all that frustration you put me through for 4 months. You understand what I mean? Like, people were dicks. People were outright dicks in this chat constantly to me. Every fucking game that I played, why aren't you playing Baldur's Gate 3? And I would explain why not. It's not time yet. There's too many other releases coming out. You know, we don't have a gap in the schedule to play it yet. Doesn't matter. Just play Baldur's Gate 3. It was ridiculous, the attitudes I saw. So, I want you to understand that even though I'm going into it, you know, talking like that, the game itself I'm going to judge on its own merits. I'm not going to be biased against the game because people were dicks. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to actually judge the game on its own merits, and we're going to see. All right? So, let's see what happens. All right? Let's judge it for fairly. And I hope that it ends up being a great playthrough starting on Monday. And then Monday night, see, Monday's going to be hype. Not only do we have the premiere of Baldur's Gate 3 on Monday, then we got Street Fighter 6, where it looks like I'm going to hit Master with Dalsim that same night. So that's going to be like an ultra hype game, a doubled on hype game of Baldur's Gate and Street Fighter, right? So there you go. Tuesday, mainstream will be RoboCop, and Tuesday night will be more Like a Dragon Gaiden, okay? Wednesday, more Baldur's Gate 3, and then Wednesday night's up in the air. Like I said, if today's stream of Warzone goes well, and people are wanting more, right? As, you know, people show up, they engage, they support. Hey, I want more Warzone. I'll do it again Wednesday night. I'm down for that, okay? But if this stream doesn't do so well, and already it's kind of died out, well, then we got to figure out what we want to do Wednesday night. Do we want more Street Fighter right away? You know, do we want a nice stream, maybe a little bit of multiplayer of Call of Duty for variety? Right? I don't know. We'll think about it. Let's see what happens over the week, okay? So, all right. Let's judge fairly on Monday. Let's get excited for this week. I'm excited for the rest of this week, okay? Now, a few other quick things. Remember, 2 big events are going on right here on this channel. Event number 1, nominations for the Christmas Marathon. And since I'm already playing Baldur's Gate 3, that game is now null and void. It doesn't make sense. That game's already happening. So all those nominations for Baldur's Gate 3, we don't need them anymore. Okay? So how do you nominate games for my upcoming Christmas Marathon? Type !Christmas into the chat right now for the link. Or if you're a member, there's actually a members only thread on the members only tab of this channel on the main channel page. Now, what does this mean? Well, on Saturday, the 23rd of December, that's 2 weeks from today, it is my Christmas Marathon. I do this every year annually. What happens during that event? First of all, I'm dressed up in festive Christmas attire all day, and I alternate wardrobes over the course of the day. I drink. I have various different drinks. I'll probably have some eggnog, maybe some whiskey, stuff like that I'll be sipping on all day long. In addition, there's going to be food. I'll probably order a meal for a live feasting with Phil, and maybe I'll even have a festive treat that I'll buy from a store that I'll have as like a thing at the end of the stream to try out some kind of a holiday treat from around the world and do a live review of it. Okay? But in addition to that, there's going to be at least 3 games played. 1 will be chosen by the members themselves. So if you're a member of this channel, you get priority to select a game. And then 2 games will be selected by me smacking the crap out of my microphone. No, 2 games will be selected by the common viewers in their thread. All right, so there's 2 threads, the members only thread and the open thread. Please nominate games right now. Keep nominating. And what I'm going to do for the next week to week and a half, those nominations will be rolling. And then a poll will hit. The members will be picking a game by themselves. The most nominated game in the members thread will be a game that we play during the Christmas Marathon no matter what, okay? The other people, the open nominations, that's going to be a poll. So we're going to narrow it down, and then the games that are most nominated, we're going to have a poll, and you guys will vote, and the top 2 games will make it. So just think about this. There'll be a level 1 podcast, right? Then there's probably going to be a little bit intro festive segment, me drinking, talking with you guys. Then we start playing a game, right? Then we probably jump to another game. Then we have some food. Then we have another game. And then we end with like a treat or something at the end. It's going to be a fun marathon with me dressed up and everything. It's always a good time. I love doing the Christmas Marathon. Everyone's holly and jolly. And if you say, why the 23rd? Well, because I figured having it on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, a lot of people wouldn't be able to show up because they're celebrating with their own family and friends. So I said, let's do it one day before. But I will be here on Christmas Eve only for one special stream. And what that's going to be is a Christmas Eve tier maker where we're going to rank Christmas specials and Christmas movies against themselves. We haven't done a tier maker in many, many months. So we're going to do a special one ranking all this Christmas celebration stuff against itself. That'll be fun. And then just kind of hanging out for a stream. Nothing major. No real gameplay unless you guys really demand some kind of gameplay. I think it'll be a more casual stream. I'm not here on Christmas Day. Okay, but I come back the day after. So, okay. So, that is the deal for this month. Now, the other thing, and this is after Christmas, my year-end series, which is my Game of the Year awards and my most disappointing Games of the Year countdowns, will be happening probably first week of January. But what I need you guys to do, I need you to nominate your favorite playthroughs of this year. What does that mean? It might not be a game that's a Game of the Year contender, but it could be a game that I played that you absolutely loved. Well, I need you to nominate those games in the best of 2023 countdown. So please do so. How do you do that? Type !best of 2023. The link will pop up in the chat. Please go in there and post up your favorite playthroughs. We're going to have a poll at the end of the year. Like after Christmas, I'll put up that poll. And you guys will vote on that to determine what the best playthroughs of the year was. And that's going to be a third special countdown we're going to do at the end of the year. And that one's all determined by you. Okay? If you're not here live on stream, you can look at the community tab of the channel on the main channel page and scroll back to the beginning of the month. And you'll see when I posted that up, and you'll be able to post up in that thread. Okay? So, great stuff, man. Great stuff coming up. The festive vibes continue. I'm excited. Happy holidays, everyone, obviously. Now, before we move on to shout-outs and Q&A and all that, I will say this. Thank you so much for your support recently. All right, your support's been great. Actually, I feel like now we have bounced back from me losing that week of work at the end of October because I was so sick, and it took a while to get the momentum back. I feel like the momentum's come back. Streams are getting good attendance, good support, everything's good. But the one thing we're having problems with is this right here. Maintaining members, all right? So the other day, we got over 60 members in a day. There was a giant member bomb, and then another member bomb, and people were joining. It was very, very generous, and everyone was happy. Everyone was so happy. And then what happened was we had over 620 members. I had my day off, okay? I come back yesterday, 40-plus memberships expired, and I'm like, oh, my God. Like, we just cannot maintain. It's very tough right now to maintain any kind of level of memberships on the channel. You guys know all the benefits you get for being a member. Access to a ridiculous amount of emotes, a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've supported. You don't have to abide by the slow mode rules of the chat when you're on a stream. Getting highlighted comments if you leave a comment on demand on a video, stuff like that. In addition, with these special events like this Christmas event, you get priority to get your voice heard. You get members are getting a game right into the Christmas event, right? So, if you're not a member, please consider joining. If you're someone who likes this channel and wants to support it, please consider gifting memberships to the channel. 'Tis the season, as they say, and many people would be very happy to receive a gifted membership this time of year and be able to use it for all these game playthroughs and special holiday streams coming up. They would very much appreciate that. So please consider it. Thanks in advance. As you can see, being that I'm doing a double streaming day today, I would hope we could hit 600 members by the end of the day. All right? Yesterday, we got about 4 new members. So it would be great to get more momentum than that. And again, if you're thinking of supporting the channel, that's a great way to do it. The other way to support this channel, tips. Trying to hit the tier 1 tips goal every stream. All right? And being that tomorrow is going to be the day when I'm only here half the day, it would be great if I could have a good day today. So if we can hit this tier 1 tips goal or exceed it, but hitting it would be the goal, that would be absolutely amazing. So please consider tipping or gifting memberships today. Those are the best ways to support the channel today. Okay, fair enough? All right, now, let's go ahead and let's do a couple quick shout-outs, first of all. And then we'll determine what you guys want to do. It's already almost noon. I get the feeling we're not going to have enough time to do suggestion box today, but maybe we could just do some open Q&A. We'll see what you guys want to talk about. But getting to shout-outs. First shout-out of the day is from Internal Napalm. Happy holidays, sir. It's good to see you here. 30 months as a member. And he says, happy weekend. Any plans to check out the Ragnarok DLC? You know, so here's how my wife and I reacted, right? When we're watching the Game Awards. We see Kratos walk on screen. We're like, we thought it was the next God of War game already. We're like, holy shit, already? Only a year and they're announcing the next God of War? This is absolutely outstanding. We start to freak out. Then all of a sudden it starts showing combat. We're like, wait a minute. No, this looks like God of War Ragnarok. Like, it looks exactly like it. So we're wondering, what is this? And then they say DLC, and we're like, oh, a story-based DLC? And then they show it's literally just combat. It's going to be a few lines of dialogue, tiny bit of story, and just basically you go into Valhalla and you fight endless hordes of monsters, maybe a couple bosses. There's nothing to it. There's no substance. It's just a bunch of extra gameplay. Maybe this was supposed to be something in the game. They didn't figure out how to fit it in, so they cut it, and now they're just releasing it for free a year later. And it's like, oh, it was very deflating. Because at first, I was super excited. I was like, wow, is it the new game? Is it a paid DLC with a giant story expansion? And then it's like, no, it's a free DLC. It's just combat. And you're like, oh, shit. So it's a nice Christmas present for those who love God of War and are just looking for something to do over the holidays. But for someone like me, who I've already got a packed schedule, people are clamoring for me to play Baldur's Gate 3. No. It's not something that I'm interested in, you know. Now, if someone plays it and ends up saying, wow, it's super outstanding for reasons unbeknownst to anyone right now, maybe I would reconsider it. It's free. There's no reason I couldn't do that. But for now, it's not in my schedule or in my interest because it doesn't seem very important. It just seems like, all right, you want more combat? Here you go, right? I don't think people tuned in to my God of War's playthroughs for the combat. That's a good part of it. But they tune in for the story, for the exploration, for the challenging ultra boss fights and stuff like that. But the standard combat is probably the most grindy, boring part about it. And that's the DLC. So it's like, wow, you gave me more of the boring part of the game. Thanks. That's why it's free, right? Okay. All right. So thank you, Eternal Napalm. I appreciate that. First tip of the day has come in. It is a $5 tip. Let's see here. So Friendly Gremlin has tipped $5 and says, I hope you have a great day of streaming. I'm looking forward to the Warzone stream. Can't watch Yakuza. I plan on playing it myself. I don't want any spoilers. So there you go. All right. Well, thank you for the $5 tip. First tip of the day. I hope Warzone goes well, and I hope that people like it. Again, you never know. Because when I first started, by the way, my left eye is burning really bad right now for some reason. When I first started playing Battle Royale years ago, I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think it was going to do well, and all of a sudden people really liked it. They liked me playing PUBG. That's the first game I started playing that was Battle Royale, right? So then I branched out and I started playing other games. I can't even remember the other one that I played. It didn't even look that good, but it was one that people seemed to like to watch me play, although it was kind of a wonky game. And then Call of Duty started doing it, right? You had Black Ops 4 Blackout, and that ended up being a really popular series for me. People loved watching me play that. I played that for months on end, if you remember. We had entire chill streams of just hanging out and talking while I was playing it. And I ended up getting wins in it and everything. It was good, right? And then after that, it kind of went away for a bit. And then they brought in Warzone. I hated Warzone. I tried it. I just didn't like it. I thought that it was not in the spirit of what Black Ops 4 Blackout was. They had changed too much. Everyone was a tank. I didn't really like the combat, so I kind of gave up on it. When Warzone 2 came out last year, I gave it a shot, and I thought it was good for a couple of months, you know? So basically, it's kind of a weird situation where Battle Royale sometimes works for me and sometimes doesn't. So I have no idea if Warzone 3.0 will have longevity or not. We played it once, and like I said, it was weird because I said the first half of that stream did okay, and then all of a sudden, people started coming in, talking and engaging and supporting at the last, like, hour. I was like, oh, like a big burst of attention in the last hour. I wonder what caused that. I don't know what's going to happen today. We'll see, okay? But I'm glad you're here. I hope that people will enjoy Warzone today. Okay? Shout out to Little Shake and Bake with our first super chat of the day, which is actually a super sticker of that cartoonish Shiba dog, which is very cute. A big smile. I enjoy when you guys do those. I've never even seen those before until you guys do them. Like, I never... Like, I'm the streamer. So, like, for example, I can't even see that stuff. If I click... Oh, I can see them. I can see them, but I can't use them. You can't... Obviously, you can't put money into yourself. So, look at these. Oh, my God. Look at all these. So, these are, like, weird pairs. Yeah, here's the Shiba. Look at these different Shiba dogs. There's a ton of them. Some of them are wearing outfits. Look at that. Oh my goodness. They call it Bushiba. Damn, they have some crazy ones. They have one with like fireworks. What the hell is that supposed to be? These are supposed to be people? They look nothing like people. They look like mutants. Ew. Oh, I like the dancing lemon. The anthropomorphic lemon is pretty cool. And then there's just like generic symbols. Yeah, it's like a ton of generic symbols. A burger? Who would do a burger super chat? And then we've got a face. I've seen many variations of this happy face before. You guys have used that one a lot. And then the controllers. I've seen the game controllers as well. Variations of the game controllers. You know, no one's ever used the Rage Quit one. Which is funny because people claim you the Rage Quit all the time. I've never seen anyone use the Rage Quit one. Huh. This is the first time, and I've never looked at those before. You used to not even be able to. You try to do it, it would say, "Oh, you're the streamer. You can't contribute to yourself." But they wouldn't even let me see them. Now at least I can see them. Wow, there's a whole membership gifting section now. Yeah, look at that. There's a whole section to do membership gifting formally now. Wow, this is all... I've never even seen this. 1 membership, 5 memberships, 10, 20, and 50. They let you do it into different groupings. And they give you the group prices. Look at that. Well, that's neat. They certainly streamlined it. I've never even looked at that. Okay. So thank you, Lil Shake and Bake, for the one thing I'm disappointed, I can't get that on the screen. I would love to get that animation on the screen, but because it's a YouTube exclusive animation, it won't play in pop-up messages. That's what sucks. Like, I think there's a way you can integrate Twitch, so Twitch animations can play on a stream, but you can't do it with YouTube. YouTube has their own thing. What's up, Jake? Morning. How you doing today? Okay. Eternal Labomb says, I never played the original Final Fantasy VII. How far into the game did the first game cover? If you need Final Fantasy Final Fantasy VII Remake, probably the first third. It's about the first third of the game is the first game. Yeah, it's the intro, the whole entire Midgar saga. And then the second third of the game, you go into the open world, and then there's the third, which is the finale. So, yeah, I'd say the first third of the game was Remake. Bottled or tap water, I don't care. I'll drink either. But I drink filtered water. We have a filter, a pure filter, that we drink water out of our fridge. And all day I drink flavored seltzer waters on stream. Thank you, Matt. Matt says, wishing you, Cat, Jasper, happy holidays. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Cracker Jack says, overall, was it a good year for games? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. And you'll see that in my Game of the Year countdown for sure. Although there absolutely were big disappointments this year. Games that we really were hyped for and hoping they were going to be good, and they fell flat on their face. At the same time, there were some really outstanding games and some sleeper hits, right? We're playing one right now in RoboCop. And the other big one that's in my mind was Lies of P. Games that no one saw coming, or we saw coming, we didn't know much about, and all of a sudden, wow, these games are great. So, yeah, it was a great year for games, I believe. You get water delivered, you can't do tap water? Really? Your area doesn't have good tap water? See, I've never experienced that. When I lived in Connecticut, the tap water was good. And out here in Washington, the tap water is good. So, I've always had available tap water. But I still filter it for flavor. What's my favorite movie that came out this year? I don't think I saw a new movie that came out this year. Besides, what did I see? Mario Brothers? Yeah. Oh, wait. I saw Scream 7. No. I saw Scream 6, and that came out earlier this year. And I saw Mario Brothers. So those are I think those are the only 2 movies I saw this year that actually came out this year. I'm pretty sure. So, out of the 2 movies I saw this year that came out this year, I like Scream 6 more than I like the Mario Brothers movie. So, I guess that's my answer. I know it's a shitty answer because I've only seen 2 movies. Oh, yeah? Lucky Gremlin says Sacramento has really bad tap water, so everyone ends up doing filtered water. Huh. There's no fluoride in the tap? I have no idea. Do you think I care? Do you think I have like a chemical analyzer and I take my tap water, I dip it in, and I'm reading the levels of fluoride and chemical? I don't give a shit. I just drink it. I don't have time for that shit. I have a life. Saraiko, see, here's the thing. See, people are getting the wrong impression. Here's what Saraiko just said. Baldur's Gate 3 is objectively great. It won the players' vote, too. If you turn out to dislike it, that's a you thing. The majority of people won't turn out to be wrong or told you for liking it. No shit. It's called an opinion. The reason I didn't play Baldur's Gate 3 was not because I didn't think I would like it. I've explained this a million times to you guys, but no one listens, okay? The reason I didn't play Baldur's Gate 3 is because it came out in August, right when all the other fall releases were coming out, and I was finishing up an insane amount of lengthy RPGs. Do you remember how many RPGs I was playing at that time? Zelda, Final Fantasy 16, and I swear there was a third. I can't even remember the third one right now. But I was finishing 3, and then Starfield was coming out. So with all those there, I was like, how on earth do you expect me to play a 100-hour RPG right now? The problem is, I'm a variety streamer. It's not that this game, all right, is a bad game. It's that this game does not fit the format of a variety streamer. It fits the format of someone who sits there and just plays one game endlessly, which doesn't work for me. My audience wouldn't even like that because my audience is a diverse audience that likes different things. Today, there'll be people watching Warzone, and then there'll be a different crowd tonight for Like a Dragon Gaiden. There'll be a different crowd for my React show. There'll be a different crowd for Baldur's Gate 3, and there'll be a different crowd for Street Fighter 6. There will be some crossover, but you have to understand between those 5 streams, there's probably 1,000 different people who'll be watching. That's not an exaggeration. Okay? If I just sit here and I only play Baldur's Gate 3, I'll get the same couple hundred people the entire stream, and that's it, and everyone else will complain, why'd you forget us? Right? That's the secret to my success. 15 years in the business, why do you think I'm still here and I still have a fan base that likes my content and feels it's pertinent? Because I'm a variety streamer. I play everything so I can appeal to a bigger, wider viewer base. If I just played one genre of game constantly, I would have been gone years ago. I would have been completely outdated and no one would have given a shit about me ever again. All right? And that's happened. A lot of content creators, they're one game specialists and they fade into obscurity, right? For me, I'm still here because the formula works, okay? So a game like Baldur's Gate 3 that requires 100 hours, how I explained it was if I played it in August, I can't play it as the only game. There's Starfield coming out. There's Lies of P coming out. There's this coming out. There's that coming out. So if I play it once or twice a week, 6 hours a week for an RPG that's 100 hours, how long is it going to take me to beat? 7 months? Who's going to stick around for that? That's the same exact situation that happened with Divinity 2. And that's how I explained it. I said, we don't have time to focus on it now. We have to wait. Let's wait till a time when we have more time to focus on it, more time to play it. It could be the featured game, right? And a time when it's more pertinent. You want to know when it's more pertinent? Right now. Because it's the end of the year, and if I'm going to truly do a Game of the Year awards, I should probably play the game that everyone is claiming is the best game of the year. Should I not? So now's the time. I never said, oh, I'm not going to like it. Like, I don't even know where you're getting that from. In fact, I like RPGs. They're one of my favorite genres. I grew up playing them, for God's sakes, and they're some of my favorite games of all time. What makes you think I'm not going to like the game? Right? What I'll tell you, though, is the insane amount of hype that this game has gotten because people just keep saying so many good things about it. It better be good. It better not be a case where all of you bought into hype and you all got, completely fooled for a game that's, maybe good, but not necessarily best in class. Everyone's saying this is best in class. You better fucking show me why. Not kiss the game's butt for 4 months and then when I play it, oh, you see, well, you don't like it because you didn't play it 4 months ago. No, a good game is good forever. So fuck off with your excuses already. The fact that people even said that in my chat proves that they're nervous. It proves that they're nervous that the game isn't as good as they've hyped it up to be, and now someone's going to call them out matter-of-factly for it, and they're going to look like jackasses. So maybe you shouldn't overhype a game if it ain't that good. I'm just saying. But maybe if it is good, now your game will shine. So let's find out starting Monday. Okay? Very good. But in truth, it's all opinions, right? Who cares? If I don't like the game, that doesn't mean it's not a good game. It just means it's not my cup of tea. You have to understand there's not a black or white situation in life. Just because Darkside Phil likes or doesn't like a game doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad game. Listen, I don't like Fortnite. That doesn't mean it's a terrible game. You can enjoy it. Go for it. Enjoy whatever you want. I'm not here to tell you otherwise. I'm telling you what my personal likes and dislikes are. That's the whole point, right? Oh, you just got a haircut? Congrats, Jade. I did too. Only mine was 2 days ago, right? Okay. Okay. See, you get a mix. The game is massively overrated. Not a bad game, but nothing legendary like people make it out to be. Then you get someone who says, oh, the crowd probably won't be there because it's 4 months old. Wrong. Wrong. If this game is as hype as it is, it doesn't matter when I play it. It doesn't matter. If it's best in class, it doesn't fucking matter. Do you understand what I'm saying? If it truly is as good as people said it is, it won't matter when I play it. Only if it's not true, and it was only based on hype that people liked it, would the timing matter. So, bullshit. Your reasoning does not stand up. It's bullshit, and I'm not accepting that as an excuse or a reason for anything. It's not. That's an excuse. Bullshit. You don't get to use that. No. Come up with something better. All right. Yikes. Okay. No. Okay, I just want to make sure I was refreshing everything. Okay, we're good. For now, we're good. Okay. All right. I will keep an open mind. I'm good at that. There's been so many games over the years. Because again, remember, I've been here for 15 years, right? I've seen everything at this point. There's been games that get hyped like crazy. And I go into it and I play it and I'm like, what the fuck? This game is not nearly as good as everyone says. This is obviously a game that only was popular because of hype or someone played it or, you know, it's one of those virally popular bullshit games. And, you know, sometimes you'll see merits, sometimes you won't. But for the most part, I understand an overhyped game versus a game that deserves it. There's been games, like I've always admitted, with Minecraft, I was dead wrong. So many people liked Minecraft. So many people hyped Minecraft. So many people said Minecraft, Minecraft, Minecraft. And it drove me nuts. Because I had no interest in Minecraft. It didn't look good to me. The premise of survival in a pixelated world didn't appeal to me. I didn't want to build. None of that sounded good to me. And then eventually, after years of shitting on Minecraft, I actually played it for myself. And when I finally played it for myself, I was like, this is fucking good. Like, this game is legitimately good. It's my fault for being so pig-headed and ignorant and obstinate for years that I never tried it. And then when I finally played it, I was like, this game is significantly good. I totally get why people like this game. Because you can play it in so many different ways. It's survival, but it's also artistic. But also you can do co-op with friends. And then seeing the random generation of the world and how neat that was and everything. It's like, I'm an idiot for not listening, right? And that was a big eye-opener for me at that point. When I remember that whole year. We played for like a year. We played Minecraft regularly. And I had a great time with that. And I think that that really made me change a lot because of that. Okay? And now I approach things with an open mind. So if you tell me something is good, I believe you. I didn't disbelieve when people said Baldur's Gate 3 was good. I just said it's not fitting my format of content right now because I knew the fall was going to be too busy with too many other games. Now we have an opportunity to try it. It's just one game of the year. You want to talk about a more pertinent time to play it? Now would be the time. We're doing it. All right? So understand that. Understand that it's not a matter of, oh, he's going to crap on it or, oh, he might not like it. Even if I don't like it, it doesn't mean it's a bad game. That's fine. It just means I was right about my suspicions that it wouldn't work for me or my format. But we'll see. We'll see starting Monday. All right? Shout out to the Friendly Gremlin who became a member this morning. Thank you to the Friendly Gremlin for the membership. Appreciate that. Okay. I'm glad you are enjoying RoboCop Rogue City No Sleep Real Vibes. I do think that it's a game that came out of nowhere. It's great. I'm really enjoying it. Oh my god, excuse me. I'm burping like crazy this morning. What is happening? Okay. A lot of people think I'm going to hate Baldur's Gate. I don't know. I don't know why you think that, but let's find out. Again, I'm someone who has very much stayed away. I don't want to be spoiled. I don't want to know everything about a game. Even with people telling me this stuff about, oh, it's the best RPG ever, I've literally avoided everything on purpose. So now when I play it, I'll be able to judge it fairly. It won't just be, oh, Phil already knows everything about the game and has a million preconceived notions about it. I've stayed away. I want nothing to do with that. I just want to play it and experience it an honest first time on Monday and moving forward and see if we like it or not. If I like it, if you like it, if we like it as a game for these streams or not, we'll find out. We're going to find out one way or the other. Don't expect it to be the best game ever. Then why do people say that? I didn't say that. You understand? I'm not saying that. Everyone else has. It's one game of the year. Literally, the genre-defining game. Every other RPG must follow the archetype that Baldur's Gate 3 has created. I didn't say those things. Why do people say that? Mr. Game Master says he's enjoying the Avatar game and he's glad Ubisoft Plus exists so he doesn't have to pay full price. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear that you're following suit with what I did with Assassin's Creed Mirage. Sounds good. The best comparison is that Baldur's Gate 3 is kind of like how Witcher 3 was in 2015. Well, if you remember my Witcher 3 playthrough, okay? I hated the combat. I really did. I thought that the combat was simplistic, but then they added a bunch of unnecessary bullshit to it to make it sound like it was complex, when in reality it wasn't. It was just not a very good combat system. I didn't enjoy it. But everything else about the game I loved. The graphics, the world building, the amazing amount of side quests that had meaning to them and felt like they were part of its own story. The main plot was good. Like, all of that was great. The one thing I didn't like was the combat. I thought it sucked. But everything else I loved, and I agree that it was one of the best games of the year. Will I stop enjoying it if there's not a lot of engagement or support? Well, let me ask you this question back to you, Fed Roger. Okay, when you go to work, all right, you go to your job, all right, and you go there, and you work all day, right? And at the end of the day, literally no one says a word to you about how you did, and you receive no pay for it. So how would that make you feel? Happy to go back tomorrow? So tomorrow I put in another 8 hours, and no one tells me how I did, and I don't get paid for it. Right? You have to understand, this is both my hobby and my job. So if I have a day where I'm playing a game, but it's literally playing for myself, no one's talking, no one's engaging, no one's talking about if it's good or bad, if they're liking it, no one's talking to me, and at the end of the day, no one supports the stream either, why did I stream? I could have gone and done something else that day. What was the point? Correct? That's the whole point of being a live streamer. Putting out content that people find engaging, entertaining, and it says they find it engaging and entertaining, they want that content to continue, so they support it, so it will continue to be made. That's the point. Yes, literally any game I play, if no one likes it, no one engages with it, no one's talking about it, and no one supports it, that's a failure. Like, that's the dumbest question you could ask on any streamer's stream, because the answer is always the fucking same. We don't sit here to fucking play games for ourselves. I could turn the stream off and do that. Right? What do I need the stream for? I mean, what a dumb question. The whole idea, again, is that, and I've told you my philosophy, if I'm playing a game that resonates with me, and I'm having a good time with said game, correct? And then that is now transposed through the stream, and you're seeing that level of enjoyment. Or maybe it could be the flip side too. Maybe it's the level of frustration. It's a bad game, and I'm frustrated at it, and I'm raging at it. It could go both ways. But whatever. That level of emotion resonates with the audience. The audience is now having a good time. So now they're going to express that satisfaction through engagement on the stream. They will talk about it in the chat. They will like the stream. They will leave comments on the videos, etc. Once they see how this is a give and take that everyone's enjoying, you want to see that content continue. Oh, I think I'll support today's stream. I'll support this video because I really like it and I want to see this kind of content continue on. So here's a membership. Here's a super chat. Here's a tip. Here's a super thanks. That's how it works. I can't believe I have to explain to you how the economy of content creation works, but I guess I have to because you asked the question. Okay? So yes, if literally it's a dead stream and no one's having a good time and no one's, you know, giving any kind of positivity towards the stream, yes, it'll be a failure and I probably won't want to keep playing the game. Correct. And that will go for any game, whether that's Street Fighter, an RPG, a shooter, an action-based game, a driving game, a puzzle game, you know, one of these weirdo party games, whatever it is, it's always the same. It never changes. That's life. That's, you know, or else I'll play it for myself. Turn the stream off. I'll play it for myself. Common sense. Okay. If I reload my saves too much, I'm not going to rewatch Baldur's Gate. I don't reload saves. When do I do that? The only time I reload a save is if the game has an issue, remember? Any RPG like this that I play, my philosophy has always been, let it stick. Unless there's a huge error, like I didn't understand something, like the game presents me with a question, I don't know what the question means, and I pick something and the whole fucking game fucks up because of it, that's different. But in general, I don't save scum and reload to see 10 different options and then I cherry pick the best option. I don't do that. When have I ever done that, right? That's something that is, I feel, is against the philosophy of the game in general, especially a first-time playthrough when it's the first time ever you're playing a game and you genuinely don't know what's going on. You want to see your genuine outcome based on your choices, or else what's the point of playing? If literally your whole idea of playing an RPG is to be an ultimate godlike character that controls the entire universe and situation and melds it to your whims, why did you play? Right? Like, what the hell is that? I'm not for that at all. I want an honest first-time playthrough of any RPG. I want my choices to stick, you know? So there you go. There you go. We'll find out. We'll see what happens. Starting Monday. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions? I received a $25 tip from 1 Minute Man. Sorry, I made that face because it glitched and then it loaded. He says, a fun short retro game that you can try is Beneath a Steel Sky on PlayStation. Beneath a Steel Sky. Anyone heard of this one before? That does not sound familiar to me. I'm shocked because usually I know most of these retro games, but that one I never heard of. Anyone heard of it? You haven't heard of it either? It's a point-and-click game. Ooh. I haven't played a point-and-click game in 100 years. When was the last time I played one of those? Man, I can't even remember the last time I played a point-and-click game. I guess you could argue Myst was a point-and-click game, and I played that on PC 100 years ago, remember? Like, many years ago. And we always said, would I go back and play Riven, the sequel to Myst? And then I never did, right? I never went and played it. Hey, I definitely could now. Now I got a mini PC. Everything would run real smooth on there. If you ever wanted to see me go back to those style of games, we could definitely do that. So yeah, never heard of it. Beneath the Blue Sky. Thanks for the suggestion. Maybe it's something we'll look into in the future. I wonder if it's available digitally on PS5 or not. Let's see here. I received a $2 tip from Lady Charisma. To be honest, Baldur's Gate 3 is the first game in a long time I'm hyped for you to see. I've been playing the game since it was in early access. It's always fun to see someone new play it. In my books, I'll be there to support it. Well, thank you. I would hope that's the case. If you guys are a huge fan of the franchise and you want to see a complete noob play it, that's some of the appeal of me. Keep in mind, that was some of the appeal of me early on. When I first started as a YouTuber, one of the big appeals was that I missed out on the entire, like, late PS1, PS2, Dreamcast, Xbox original era. I didn't play any of those games. It wasn't until, like, Xbox 360, PS3 era that I started playing heavily again. So I had almost a generation and a half of games, and the appeal was to see me play those retro games and see how I, you know, respond to them. The whole GTA trilogy, I never played. And when I played those games, you know, over 10 years ago, people were blown away at how cool that was, right? So, yeah, in this case, having zero exposure to Baldur's Gate, not knowing what to expect and not knowing what's coming up, and not having listened to the million spoilers all over the internet, because I ignored them all. I don't know what to expect in this game. I'm excited to see what happens when we start playing it Monday. So, all right. Ooh. So thank you to 1 Minute Man, and thank you to Lady Charisma for those tips. I appreciate that. I mean, that just jumped us up hugely. As I said, the goal is to try to hit that tier 1 today. If we exceed it, great. That would help even more, because remember, tonight it's like a Dragon Gaiden. We don't always do so well. It's a slower stream. But anything today appreciated. Again, the goal, 600 members, or tier 1 tips goal, or both would be great. Matt says, how about Croc Legend of the Gobos? You know, I listened to some retro music on YouTube to relax sometimes, and actually it had that Croc Legend of the Gobos. I said, what in the hell is that? The music was actually pretty good. It was relaxing. But I was like, I never played it. It's probably one of those PS1 platformers, right? Okay. Derek says, I played Warzone 2.0 45 hours. I had started part 1 on December 6, 2022, which is right in line with when this launched this year. And I finished in February 17th. So it was 2 months that I played Warzone 2.0, and then they patched it, and I hated it. So there you go. How long will this last? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Yes, I remember Grim Fandango. That was a pretty unique point and click, for sure. If you liked Dragon Age, you'll like Baldur's Gate 3. It's 50-50. It'll be a good game for your style. Well, I guess we'll see. They're remaking that Croc game? Oh, yeah? Croc Legend of the Gobos. I'm loving RoboCop so far. Of course, everyone knows the graphics of the character models suck. Everything else is good. I like it. So, again, for the limitations you can tell that they had in development with probably their budget, it's a pretty darn good game. Yeah, Grim Fandango, that was the HD remake, remember? It's the same game, they just made it for consoles. So I played it on console ages ago when it came out. Tricky, all those point and click games are very tricky. You kind of need to know exactly what to do, or else you just end up clicking around wildly, missing the item that's in the environment, right? You never figure out what you're supposed to do. 2015 remastered. Wow, so there you go, over 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. Ha, Jade says, sup, Pooch. It's Cookie. Cookie the Christmas Pooch behind me. And, of course, Chestnut the Squirrel. And, of course, over here we have Nameless Penguin. And the Golden Stag. Very good. And I pet the tree just because I can. I pet the tree. Was I surprised when Street Fighter 6 won Best Fighting Game of the Year? I mean, it should have won. I would have been disappointed if anything else won. There was none of those other games literally could compete with Street Fighter 6. But I thought maybe Mortal Kombat 1 would win because Ed Boon is very in with the industry. He's very friendly with game journalists. So I thought maybe they would fucking give him the win because he was there. But luckily they didn't, so. Like I said, when Ed Boon came out to present, they should say, hey, Mr. Boon, quick question. What do you think about the insano sales drop of Mortal Kombat 1 and the fact that no one plays it anymore? Like, what? Huh? Ed Boon, who are you? You were pertinent for 1 month. What are you doing on stage? Yeah, I hope it works out tomorrow night, too, because I swear to God, if I do another night of private reacts that don't record and corrupt, I'm going to be very upset. I'm going to have to break some stuff. I am streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing the podcast and we're doing DSP versus the internet. That's tomorrow's streams. There's no late stream tomorrow night because I have to do private react content again. No, I did not switch out the laptop for the mini PC. I don't know what you're talking about, Lucky Gremlin, at all. My laptop is right here in front of me. This is what I use to read chat and interact with you guys on the streams. That's literally it. I read contributions and I interact with the chat. Okay? To my left, over here, is my PC. This is capturing, streaming, and I monitor OBS, which is the program I do that in, while I'm doing that live. And also to the side of it, I have the Windows window in YouTube Studio that shows me the stats of the stream. To my right over here is my gaming setup. So I got my TV and all my game consoles, and when I'm playing games, that's why I'm facing this way as I play. And then I turn back and I read your stuff and I go like that. And the mini PC is behind the TV, part of the gaming setup. So there you go. You thought Windows 8 wasn't working with OBS last Sunday. You're talking about my capture setup. That's not my mini PC. My mini PC over there is for gaming. My PC here is my capture and streaming setup, is my dedicated PC for that, and that's what runs on Windows 8. Stupid nose. Do I use live or top chat? I should use live chat, but every time I open this, it defaults to top chat, and then I miss out. I don't know if there's anything that I'm missing between the lines here with live chat. I think it's stupid. I don't think top chat should even exist. I don't see the point. What's up, SF6 Blanca? I wasn't aware that Christopher Judge was in movies. I thought that he was a voice actor. I don't know him from any movies. I talked about OD yesterday. I told you, all the Game Awards stuff was yesterday. If you want to know my opinion on that, watch my Game Awards segment from yesterday's podcast. I talked about it at a good length. Any perks you get for winning first place in Warzone? Yes, if you win first place in Warzone, they order for you, for delivery, a giant foot-long Firehouse sub of your choice. That's pretty good. You get a nice, big, delicious, like, club sandwich or something shows up at your house because you won. That'd be amazing. I'd be way more motivated to win if I actually got a delicious foot-long Firehouse sub. I would totally do it. I would be like, nah, we're trying hard to win today, dude. Right? But no, you don't get shit. You get a slap in the ass, an attaboy, get back out there and waste more time. That's what you get. Yes, I saw there's a God of War DLC, Jay, but as we've talked about, it's combat only. There is no major story developments. It's basically just kind of a disposable, grindy thing just to add some content to the game. It doesn't significantly do anything, so that's why I'm not interested in it. If it were a real DLC with significant content, then I'd totally be into it, but it's not. I have received a $10 tip from Dan the Man. Dan, thank you so much for a $10 tip. I appreciate that. It's good to have you here on stream today. By the way, we're now a week and a half into the holiday festivities. How do you guys like the animations this year? Do you like them? You know, there's one or two new ones, but then there's all these remastered ones that look way better now. Do you like them more? What do you think? Some of them we've seen more than others. Like we've seen the 5, the 10, the 20, and the 50 a ton. I think we only saw the 100 once. I think there's a 30. Is there a 30? Hold on. I actually don't even know if there's a 30. Oh, there is a 30. Hold on. What is it? Oh, we didn't even see this one yet. Look at this. The $30 animation. Ow. We haven't seen that one yet this year. No one did tip $30 to see that one. I was like, there's a 30? I didn't remember it. There it is. Get clobbered. Anyway, I like them this year. I like the Polar Express one because that's what my wife's, or one of my wife's favorite Christmas movies. So to have that on the streams is nice that she enjoys to see that, you know. But then the other ones look better too, so I'm happy. Will I watch Jingle All the Way this month? Maybe. I might. I think next on the agenda is Gremlins. Maybe Gremlins, maybe Scrooge. I'm thinking about what I want to do. Because I think I'm gonna do a review or two tomorrow. When I'm doing those private reacts, is also a good opportunity to film some of these reviews. Maybe batch up a few of them. So I might do Gremlins. I might do Scrooged. Probably Jingle All the Way. I probably watch Home Alone. I don't know. I got to think about what I want to review this year. I also don't want to go crazy. Because I could review a ton of these, but I should probably like, save them for future years, too. I don't have to do them all in one year, right? Maybe do 1 or 2 a week. So we'll see. Derek likes the Tim Curry one, the National Lampoon one, and Scrooge. So you like all the Super Chat animations. Those are all the Super Chat animations that Derek just called out. He likes those. I've seen the Santa Claus movies. I've seen all 3. I didn't see the last one because it just came out. But I saw the last 3. The first 2 are good. The third one's awful. Much like all these movies that get a third. The third one's terrible. All right, guys, I think it is time. I think it is time to wrap up our podcast for today. I told you I thought we'd have enough to do without really having any direction here. I had a feeling. Tomorrow we'll see. Maybe tomorrow we'll get the suggestion box or we'll do something else. Who knows? You never know what's going to happen on the show, right? Thank you all for attending. Thanks to those who have supported. I appreciate that. And I wish you the best. Happy holidays to everyone out there. Please stay warm, unlike this gentleman. And I hope that you're getting ready, because, guys, are you aware? It's 2 weeks till the Christmas marathon. It's only a little over 2 weeks till the real Christmas. I'm excited. Christmas is my favorite day of the year. I get to spend time with my family and not have to do anything work-related, no errands. It's very fun. And this year should be great. I wish you all the best. I hope you're enjoying the shows. And I'll see you tomorrow for a fresh one. Thanks, and see you then.